I suggest we start in prone, low back Shavasana. How are you feeling, Layla?
I've been having some like shoulder and neck tension recently. I had some really bad pain in the past week. The pain has gone away,
Oh,
but
in your neck and shoulder?
yeah, in my right neck and shoulder.
Okay, so let's not start in this pose. Let's start, I had that kind of in mind for Caitlin, but let's start instead in shoulder Shavasana. So let's have one blanket for under the navel. I mean, there's a whole, there's a whole detailed setup for shoulder Shavasana, but we'll do a simpler version. And then 2 blankets under the armpits, blocks for the forearms. So let's see, let me see if I can get a better camera angle here. Something like this. Can you see that? So it's blanket under the navel, 3-fold blanket under the navel, and then rolled blankets under the armpits. And then we'll have a bolster, I think, for the forehead. Like this. All right, so then the navel will come onto the 3-fold, and then the bolster in the forehead, the armpit supported. You can put quite a bit of support. You quite a bit of height under the armpits and the arms. The blocks, I guess I have to kind of choose between the elbows, and I think it's better to have the elbows supported and the hands dangling. See that the chin is coming slightly forward, roll to the side to come out. Let me see. So this is a simplified version of shoulder Shavasana. It's and the purpose of this pose is to pull the shoulder blades in. Is to pull the shoulder blades into the back ribs to open up that top chest. There's a lot, there's a lot more support you could put if you have it available, if you want to take the time. And you could put a rolled blanket under the ankles so that the legs can be more relaxed. It would go under the ankles and then the heels apart, big toes closer together. So here in shoulder Shavasana, make sure that the trapezius is climbing down. The trapezius is not up toward the neck, but the trapezius is climbing down. See that the shoulders and the elbows are in line with the shoulders. And Hasta Vakrasana, angled hands. Shoulder blades pulling in, spreading across the collarbones. The blanket under the navel is not absolutely necessary, but it's to make sure that the spine is neutral. So in other words, not to let the opening of the upper back come from the lumbar, but to keep the lumbar neutral and to concentrate the movement instead in the upper back shoulder region. Draw the cervical spine from back to front, the vertebrae moving from back to front, chin slightly forward, and lengthen the sides of the neck equally. Soften the jaw. Lengthen the forehead down toward the eyebrows with the chin slightly forward. In the upper arms, there's a slight rotation, external rotation, which assists in pulling the shoulder blades in. The triceps moving down toward the floor, the biceps moving away from the floor. Not a strong muscular action, but a mild action to assist the shoulder blades in pulling into the back ribs. Widen across the sacrum, widen across the lumbar. Often when we're working on one part of the body, then other parts of the body try to compensate to kind of maintain the status quo. But instead, we're trying to isolate. We're trying to have the movement here be in the upper back shoulder blade region, and then the rest of the spine relaxed and soft. There's a version, of course, that you can do of shoulder shavasana, which is on your back. But that requires more props, and it's really most effective when you have an assistant and weight on your shoulders. So we're not able to do that at home. So this is an alternative. You could also attach a strap, a long strap, and create a shoulder harness effect. And in this pose, and if you had somebody to assist you, they could pull on the shoulder harness. I can show you that later on in class. Or you could attach it to your heels and use your legs to pull the shoulders back and down. So I'll show you those variations later. Okay. But when you're in pain, when you have an injury, you can take shoulder shavasana really for as long as you want. You could stay for, 10, 15 minutes or longer if you wanted to. So then, but for now, coming out, roll to your side to come out, and then come on up into your hands and knees. Let's take a block. I'm putting it on the second height. And then Adho Mukha Virasana, sitting back on the heels, and I'll extend the chin forward on the block to pull the spine, the cervical spine from back to front. I'm pressed down to the hands, firm the arms, roll the biceps up to the ceiling, the triceps down to the floor, but then grip the triceps into the arm bones as you extend the hips back. Of course, if you have knee issues, you can always sit on a blanket or bolster. You can put height under your hips, and you don't have to come all the way down. You could do it also from a chair. But what's nice here is the block under the chin. That's the whole point, in order to access that neck and shoulder region. Now, try on the high height. Try that block on the high height. So the hands are forward and the chin forward. Really extend the chin forward to pull the cervical spine in. Soften the throat. Now, keep the chin, keep the head, keep the block in this position as you push up into Adho Mukha Svanasana. And this time, take the forehead on the block, push the block forward a little bit, catch the forehead on the block to draw the spine, to draw the cervical spine in. You can bring the block slightly forward or back, depending on what you need in order to get the cervical spine to come in from back to front. Take the hands as far forward as you can. If you want to put a little padding on the block, it's also fine. If you find that the block is very hard, you could put a sticky mat scrap or a washcloth or something. You could also use a foam block. See that the legs are firm. You know, sometimes when we have spinal issues, we want to soften the legs because we feel like, oh, hamstrings are tight, hips are tight, whatnot. But actually, the spine requires the integrity of the legs, the activation of the legs in order to heal and in order to find its full length. So here, don't ignore the legs, but instead really grip the quadriceps, open up the backs of the knees. Because the length of the legs, the integrity of the legs, the straightness of the legs is going to create that length of the spine, is going to assist and create the spine in finding its full length, creating its full length. And then step forward. Now, in Uttanasana, we could also explore that chin up position. So you could do it with blocks, or you could do it with, let's see, what would be a good way to do it? Maybe the chair. Let's try it with the chair. So I'm going to catch my chin at the top of the chair like this, the hands on the seat of the chair, gripping the legs and drawing the spine from back to front here. Your chair is waiting for you at the studio. They're all done. So have your legs as wide as you need in order to, so the chair is facing away. Face the chair away, and then catch the chin, and then draw the spine from back to front. Now, if this hurts, you tell me if anything is hurting. So catch the chin, thighs back, thighs back. Yeah, chin forward, hips back, thighs back, drawing that spine in. So you can use the hands on the seat of the chair. And keep bringing the chin forward. Bring your feet a little bit forward so that the hips are right over the heels, and press the tops of the thighs back. So the strength of the legs pressing back is what is tractioning the spine. And then come on up. All right, stand in Tadasana. Okay, so let's take the Ardha Parshva. All right, so let's take the left hand to the wall. The left hand is in line with the shoulder. All right. I wonder if there's a better wall that I can show you this. I'll go like this, even though it's, the door jamb is not a full wall, but, okay, so the left hand is coming into the wall. I'll turn this way now. And stand in Tadasana. Stand with your hips over your heels, shoulders stacked over the hips, and then press your left hand into the wall. Extend your right arm down. The more you extend your right arm straight down toward the floor, then the more you can alert the spine and extend upward through the spine, downward through the tailbone. Keep pressing the left hand into the wall. And as you press the left hand into the wall, grip the tricep into the back of the armpit. Roll the bicep to the ceiling. Roll the shoulder back and draw the left shoulder blade down and then forward into the back ribs. Lift your chin and look slightly up, look over your right shoulder. Now, if that hurts, look over your left shoulder. But you could continue this action of the chest opening if you lift your chin and look slightly up. But if that bothers, then go in the opposite direction. Now, same hand, turn the fingers back 90 degrees. Okay, so the hands turn out like this. 90 degrees, same thing. This is Ardha Parshva Hastasana, half side hand in Tadasana. Thighs back, thighs back. And then turn the fingers all the way down. So now the fingers are pointing toward the floor with the upper arm in external rotation. Same actions, tricep pulling into the back of the armpit, triceps and biceps firm into the arm bone rotating out, spread across the collarbones, pull the shoulder blade down and press the shoulder blade forward, be in a firm Tadasana. Just note, here's another place where you can explore. Like if I'm just kind of standing casually, what do I feel in the shoulder and neck and upper back? And then when I activate the legs and stand in a very conscious and firm Tadasana, then what do I feel? So maybe you can really understand and reinforce how the legs create the extension of the spine and the health of the spine. And then release. I think that's something that mainstream medicine, they don't talk about that. When somebody comes with back pain, they don't look at their legs. They don't look at the way they stand or walk necessarily, unless it's a very good doctor, osteopathic, or somebody who has a very strong training in movement therapies. So now fingers pointing up. So really, the first thing from an Iyengar yoga standpoint, when somebody has back pain, any kind of back pain, is to really look at how are the legs working. How is the spine being supported by the legs or not? And Iyengar yoga, we're so much about strong legs. Now, so press the right hand into the wall, but it's not strong legs for the sake of strong legs. It's strong legs for the sake of the whole organic body, the whole trunk, spinal health, mental health. We never think about like mental health and the legs, but actually I think that that plays a big role in our ability to be responsive, resilient, confident, strong, balanced, which is not to be ableist, because of course there's some people who cannot use their legs. So push the hand into the wall, roll the upper arm bone out, draw the arm into the socket, shoulder blade down, then turn the hand out. And so people who do not have use of their legs that way need to find other ways of creating that kind of stability, right? That kind of stability, that kind of strength, and of course it can be done, but it's just a different way of approaching the structure of the body. So turn the hand out, and after a few breaths, then turn the fingers down. See that the thighs are pressing back. You know, the moment the thighs come forward, of the pelvis, then the spine is dropping. When you press the thighs back, then you can gain access to the movement of the spine. You gain access to the relationship of the spine to the earth. So make sure that the hips are actually over the heels and the thighs pressing back to facilitate that. And now you can add the head. Look over your left shoulder, but if that's hurting, then you look over your right shoulder. All right? Okay, and then come on out. That can be done multiple times throughout the day. When my shoulder goes out, I do this pose like all day long. You know, I do it like 3, 4, 5, 6 times a day. And sometimes it's the only thing that gives me relief, but usually the next day it's much, much better. Okay, so now let's move on to Utthita Trikonasana. So the way we would do Utthita Trikonasana when there's shoulder pain. Now, of course, I have this wonderful rope here, door rope. So I can use that. If you don't have a door rope, you could try like hooking a rope over the corner of the door, then closing the door, and maybe it'll catch. But if you don't, then you can that's okay. Just in any case, have the short edge of the mat into the wall or the door. Okay. I'll show you with the door rope just so you can see how it's done, and maybe you can find a way to do that. So holding on to the rope, I take my right foot to the wall and then turn the left leg out. Okay, the block will be on the outside of the left foot. So earlier I was saying how the classic shoulder shavasana, you kind of need somebody to assist you to pull the shoulder blades down and to place the weights on your shoulders. Those of you who've done this before, this version of Trikonasana simulates that shoulder shavasana. And so this is a way that you can do it when you don't have somebody to assist you. Even if you don't have a high rope, that's okay. It helps, but it's not the most important thing. So legs wide, right foot to the wall, left hand to the center. Inhale, lift the chest. And exhale, come on over, hand on the block. Pull the right shoulder back. Pull the right shoulder back and look down at your left foot. Hand on the block. All right, now spread across the top chest. Grip the left quadriceps and roll the left thigh out. Bring the left buttock forward. Right, left buttock under. With the left hand pressing into the block, roll the left shoulder back, left upper arm bone externally rotating, shoulder blades in, and look down at the foot. Look down at the foot and then pull the shoulder blades in, spread across the top chest. So now it's that top arm, and even reach that hand a little bit back. The right arm, reach it back a little bit more to get that right shoulder blade in, and then get the left shoulder blade in, and bring your chin slightly away from your throat, because that helps to pull the cervical spine from back to front. And then inhale, come on up. Okay, go to the second side. So now the left foot comes toward the wall, the right foot comes to the center of the room, and then the block goes to the outside of the right foot. Holding the rope if you have it, and then extend through the left arm. Sorry, extend through the right arm. Inhale with the chest. Exhale, come on over into Utthita Trikonasana. Before you turn the head, take a moment to really spread across the top chest. Make sure that you're pressing firmly through the left outer heel into the wall, and then turning the right leg out, gripping the quadricep, turning the thigh out, and bring the right buttock under. And then spread across the top chest, pull the shoulder blades in, look down, lift the chin away from the throat a little bit, and then look down, bring the chin slightly forward. So you're stretching out the left side of the neck while you pull the left shoulder back. And coming out, you stay. Yeah. Be firm in the legs as you roll the buttock under in order to get the full extension of the spine. Good. And come on up. Take a couple of breaths in Adho Mukha Svanasana. You can do with the block under your chin again. So the head is up, spine is moving in, legs firm. Legs firm. Chin on the block. Yeah, thighs back, inner thighs back. Draw the spine from back to front and chin up. Okay. Okay. Come on up. Let's do one more downward dog and then we're going to do a couple more standing poses. So this downward dog, turn the hands like this. You see? Let's see if I can. So the fingers are pointing down. The fingers are pointing down on the edge of the chair. And then from here, I step back. It's better if you have the chair pushing against something. That way you don't have to worry about the chair sliding out. The hands want to unrotate as I turn. I wonder if I could do it on the bars of the chair. Oh, that's even better. But I don't know what kind of chair you have, so. But can you see my hands? The fingers are turned down like this, and I have my hands on the bar of the chair. That feels actually really, really good. And then I'm pressing back into Adho Mukha Svanasana. Yeah, you could do it on the couch like that. See that the thumbs, don't oppose the thumbs. Have the thumb next to the index finger. Yeah, because that's not good for the thumb joint. Good. And then press back, press back, press back. It's very challenging on the shoulders. Very challenging on the shoulders. Then now bring your chin forward. Chin forward. Draw the spine from back to front. Yeah. Yeah, I think this is a really good one for you. Dorsal spine in, shoulder blades in. Okay, good. Come on out. Now, Parshva Konasana, same thing, same way as Trikonasana. All right, so you can have a block. I would put it maybe on the second height, and then the right foot at the wall, left foot to the center of the room. Reach out through the arm, bend the left leg. And then bring the hand down to the block. So just be in classic Parsvakonasana for a couple of breaths. And then look down, look a little bit past your left foot. Chin away from the throat, spread across the top chest. Press your right thigh back, left buttock under. And so press the shoulder blades in. You can even take that top arm a little bit, not the classical position, but a little bit behind you. Throw the arm back a little bit, yeah. In order, but have the hand in line with the shoulder. Don't have the hand behind. Have the hand in line with the shoulder, and then back a little bit. So in order to access the shoulder blade. And keep turning your head, chin away from the throat. And inhale, come on up. Okay, turn around, do the second side. So the right foot toward the center, left foot at the wall. Inhale, exhale, bending the right leg. And then bring the hand down. Roll the shoulders back. Classic Parsvakonasana for a breath or two, and then look down, look past the foot, back under, chin coming forward, spine, move the spine from back to front. You can take the arm out to the side and then back a bit in order to access the shoulder blade and the spine. And then stretch the head away from that arm. So it's that rotation of the head away from the upper arm that hopefully feels good on the neck. And inhale, come on up. Turn the feet and steps together. Let's come back to this Adho Mukha Svanasana. So with the hands, so it's complete rotation of the upper arm bone, complete rotation of the hands, and then stepping back. There's a tendency to kind of want to tuck the head inside, but actually can you extend the chin forward as if you have a block under the chin? Not to lift the head, but to pull the spine from back to front. And really work the legs. This is where you really notice if the legs are working for you or not. If the legs are passive, then the spine doesn't really extend, the shoulders don't really open up. But if the legs are firm, it's the firmness of the legs, the strength of the legs that creates the opening in the armpits, in the shoulder blades, pulling in the spine lengthening, cervical spine lengthening also. Okay, and come on up. So let's come to the wall for this next one and do, now this one is called Viparita Hastasana. So the left hand will come into the wall, the left shoulder will come into the wall, okay? So, and the left foot is close to the wall. So I press the arm, and the hand can be low. We'll do it a few times. The first time the hand is low, like maybe about the level of the hip. And the goal is to get the whole hand and arm into the wall. You can have the left foot a little bit forward of the right foot. Classically, we do it in Tadasana, but we can have the feet a little bit apart. And then from here, pull your the right hand on the hip, pull your right elbow back, right shoulder back, and twist. It's like a little bit of a twist. Okay, left hand at the wall, left shoulder into the wall, left foot into the wall. And then, pin right hand on the hip. And then pull your right shoulder back. Bring your left foot a little bit forward, right foot back. Yeah, good. And then now turn toward the center of the room while you keep the shoulder pinned at the wall. It's tough. Turn around to the second side. So now the right hand, right shoulder, right foot, even right hip can be into the wall, right foot slightly forward, left foot slightly back, left hand on the hip. You can do a couple of different things with the left hand. You could have it on the hip and pull the shoulder back, or you could have the hands at the wall. You can sort of press the fingertips into the wall and push away from the wall with the left hand. So you can see which one is more effective for you. And meanwhile, the tailbone extends down, the front of the hips up, and looking over the left shoulder. You could look over the left shoulder or look over the right shoulder. Try looking over the left shoulder first in order to get that opening of the right neck and shoulder region. But if that's painful, then turn and gaze toward the wall. Okay, release. The second round, the hand can come a little bit higher. So now the hand can come maybe halfway up to the shoulder. Left foot forward, right foot back. Okay, so now this is tougher. It's a different set of muscles. I know for me, this is super intense. Right hand on the hip, tailbone down, pubis up, and spread the chest open. Good. And try the second side. These also can be done kind of like throughout the day, you know? This is a very useful asana, viparita hastasana. All right, so right hand is at the wall, you can bring it. So the height of the hand, you know, it's up to you. You can kind of experiment with where it needs to go. Every placement of the hand is going to create a different, it's going to use a different set of muscles, stretch different muscles, and so you can figure out what is going to be most beneficial. And now third round. So now try with the hand in line with the shoulder. So the arm parallel to the floor. See if you can turn the navel toward the center of the room, the chest, and the head to the center of the room. Now this is where the buttocks want to go behind you because it's so difficult, but see if you can get the buttocks to come more forward so that the spine can be very tall. Okay, try the second side. I think this is, you know, lots of times when people have neck pain, they think they just want to address the neck, but actually it's almost always coming from the shoulder and upper back. The neck is just responding to what the tightness or imbalance is a little bit lower down. So now the right hand, oh my gosh, this side's so tight for me. Good. Yeah. Use the legs to get the length of the spine, not to let the legs be passive, but stand tall on the legs and draw the buttocks forward so that the front of the hips can get taller. Okay. And then come on out. with a chair or a stool at the wall. Now, you gotta build up the height of the chair. If you have a tall stool, use that. But if you don't, then you can build up the height of the chair. So I have a bolster and a block. And the left foot will come. So the goal is to get the knee higher than the hip. So Ujjita Marityasana. Now, may as well, hold on, before you go into the pose, let me show you the shoulder harness. So let's see, here is, the longer the strap, the better. So I'll make a big loop. You can do it with a shorter strap, but it's just gonna be a little bit more challenging, or you could put two straps together. Okay, so I've got a big loop here, and I put it behind me like I'm putting on a coat. So I put my hands inside the loop, and then bring it all the way up, okay? The buckle is hanging down. Now from here, I'll take the buckle and I'll loop it under the strap and then down, like that, do you see? So I've created like a harness. And now I can pull down like this with my hands, pull down in order to get the big opening of the chest. It should feel really, really good. Okay? So now you can use this in Ujjita Marityasana. So with the left foot up, I'll turn and I can pull down with the left hand as you twist toward the wall. So the left hip is into the wall, the left knee is into the wall, and then turning toward the wall, right leg in Tadasana, and then turn toward the wall as you pull down with on the strap. Let me see if that works for you. So there are a couple of different ways you can do this harness. The simplest way is just to go, let's see, is just to go like this. The simplest way is just to go like this. So I made a loop behind and then go back like this. All right? And then that will create that action of the shoulder coming down. The way I had it before with the loop is a little bit more secure, but but this, if you're alone at home, and this is easier, this might be easier if you don't have somebody assisting you, okay? Ujjita Marityasana. So left, standing in Tadasana with your left shoulder to the wall, bring your left foot up. Inhale, lift the chest, exhale, turn. Turn toward the wall. Turn toward the wall. So the hip, the knee, the lifted leg. Hold on. I can't tell which leg you're standing on. The leg, the up leg should be touching the wall. The up leg should be touching the wall. Can you see? So if my left shoulder's to the wall, my left knee is on the wall, and I'm standing on my right leg. Okay? And then do the other side. I'm not sure what's happening, but just to stay in the time frame of the class, let's go ahead and do the other side. So the right shoulder's into the wall, the right foot, the right knee's at the wall. I pull down on the strap with the left hand, the right hand, and then turn to face the wall, keeping the hip pinned in and tractioning down. So now also classically we lift the lifted leg heel, usually on a quarter round block, but you know, at home we just do what we can. Yes. So if your right foot is up, let's see, that's better. I guess you could pull on the strap with either hand. You can decide what's more effective. Okay, and then come on down. Twists are, of course, incredibly helpful. So you can do a lot of twists. All right. So now coming to the floor. Have a block handy. Keep the strap on. May as well. Keep the strap on. And then lie down on your back. Legs bent. So we'll do some Chatushpadasana and Sajabandha here. So I'm holding onto the strap with my hands. I hold onto the strap with my hands and give a good pull to get the shoulders under. And then inhale, exhale, lift the buttocks up. You can come up onto the tiptoes, keep pulling. I could probably even step, my strap is long enough, I could probably even step my feet inside, and that would work nicely. So now the ankles, the front ankles are pulling the shoulders under. But you don't have to do that. But if your strap is long enough, it's kind of nice because then you can use the strength of the legs to get the opening of the chest. Buttocks up. Do that a couple of times. Chatushpadasana. And then now try it with the block. So now it'll be Sajabandha on the block. Have the block long and skinny and tall. I'll unhook the legs and then extend the legs. You could have the second block for the feet if you like, or you could have the feet on the wall. I'm giving a good pull. I really like what the strap is doing. I give a good pull with the strap to get the shoulders under, chest open, collarbones broad, and then reach the tailbone toward the heels, firm the legs, inner thighs down toward the floor. I'm coming out. Cute. And then soft throat, soft face. Okay. Come on down. Let's do one more Sajabandha, and then it'll go into Shavasana. Okay, so do it like this. Have the chair turned upside down. Oh, you don't have a folding chair yet. Okay, so then just have the chair like this. Okay. Any chair. It can be any chair. let's have a blanket, let's have 2 blankets, okay? 2 blankets, long and skinny, like this. So I'm taking it into a 2-fold and then stacking them like this, okay? So then lie down with the head on the floor and the shoulders of the edge of the blanket touching the neck. Okay. I'm holding on to the feet of the chair. Then I bring my feet to the edge of the chair and lift way up. Descend the shoulders onto either side of the blankets. Press the arms down, lift the hips up. Get way onto the tops of the shoulders, chest moving toward the chin. Come down and rest. Okay, do a couple of times. Inhale, exhale, lift up. I'm gonna watch. Get way up onto the tops of the shoulders. See, the edge of the blanket should be kind of like poking in, C7, T1, the base of the neck and the topmost vertebrae of the upper back. Descend the shoulders, spread across the collarbones, descend the shoulders off the blanket. Chest touching the chin. Firm legs, buttocks up. Outer thighs in. And then come down and rest. You could also have your feet up like this. So I had it on the seat of the chair, but you could also have the feet up on the bars of the chair or the sides of the chair, whatever. I'm not sure, the structure of your chair. Last time, inhale, exhale, lift up. Draw the spine from back to front, spread across the collarbone, soften the throat. So neck and flexion, extension, turning the neck, but we did all those things through class. All the while with a big open chest, collarbones, broad, shoulder blades coming in. And then come down and rest. So now, resting your legs on the chair, push your hands into the feet of the chair and drag the skin of the back down, away from the neck. So you're tractioning the skin of the back away from the neck, and then be in Shavasana. You can turn the palms up, soft face, soft throat, eyes receive, turn the back of the skull. If the neck still bothers, you could also put a rolled blanket or like a rolled towel underneath the neck to support the curvature of the neck. So there are lots of things, there's lots of ways you can modify this pose. In the studio, we could do this whole closing sequence, Satchibandha Chatushpadasana, from the platform with the head hanging down. So that's also a wonderful way if you have like a table or a bed where you can hang your head. catch the shoulders on the support, but let the head hang. That's also a wonderful way to do Chatushpadasana and Setu. That's therapeutic for the neck. You could put a rolled blanket under the neck when you do that neck traction off of a bed or a platform. All right. So I will officially close now. And so we will end the class, but you could stay in Shavasana as long as you want to, and just allow the whole spine to rest. Just to really remember that the health of the neck is dependent on the health of the spine and the shoulders. So we don't necessarily like go for the neck immediately. We really work on the upper back and the shoulders in order to access the neck. All right, everybody, have a wonderful day. And yeah, it might be a long night. But may we all be well. May we all be safe. May we all be healthy. Okay, take good care.